All for a good cause. Best of luck with the rest of that journey. Now, my next guest has starred in countless TV dramas, from Ackley Bridge to EastEnders, and most recently alongside James Nesbitt in the Netflix hit Stay Close. Well, this week, Joyner is back on our screens in the murder mystery Shakespeare and Hathaway.
I've always fancied trying ballroom dancing, actually, because it's just so glamorous, isn't it? With all the makeup and the hair and the sequins and the heels.
And that's just the men.
Well, you'd be a natural. You have lovely posture.
Do I? Well, thank you.
So have you.
I can no other answer make but thanks and thanks and ever thanks.
So, Mr. Hathaway. Can you help us?
Let's get some details from you. Come on, take some notes.
Good morning, Joe. How are you this morning?
Hi, Christine. I'm good. It's horrible outside, so I'm glad I'm in here talking to you.
Exactly. Cosy with the telly on. The only thing to do this morning. It's great to see you, Joe. More unsolved crimes heading your way. You just love it.
I do. I love it. And I've realised I'm very on trend. Look at me in my Wordle green.
You see, Joe, you got the memo. Very on point this morning. We appreciate it. So, Joe, what's it like being back with the old team again?
Oh, it's so good, Christine. We missed a year because of the pandemic. We film in a lot of lovely, beautiful old Cotswold homes and on the streets in Stratford and Warwick. And so we kind of, during the pandemic, we realised we weren't going to be able to do quite what we wanted to do with the show if we filmed then. So we had to wait a whole year to get back here. And we have so much fun, genuinely, making it. And we all get on so well. So it was a real pleasure to be back, yeah.
It's quite a unique, lovely feeling to have that family aspect to a production that you return to, I guess, Joe, because that's relatively unique, in fact, for an actor.
It is. It's really lovely. And, it's nice as well because you don't have to lie. I don't have to sit here and pretend to you that we all get on really well when we don't, because we do.
And you get to film not that far from home.
No, it's not. It's I actually did my A-levels in Stratford-upon-Avon. I went to college there, and so I live kind of in the other direction towards Oxford. So yeah, it's close to home. So that's another treat for an actor. I mean, I'm especially on Ackley Bridge. I was up in Leeds, and Stay Close was Manchester. So I'm usually working away from home. So it's really lovely.
Nice to be close. So you get your dancing shoes on this time around, Joe. And I'm guessing you've probably been asked to do Strictly 100 times, and you've always said no. But maybe something shifted this time around.
It's so funny because obviously the lovely Mark Benton has done Strictly and he's fantastic at dancing. And I have been asked to do Strictly, and I said no a couple of times, and they said, just come along and have a dance. But it gives me these flashbacks to when I was younger, and one of my uncles, who wasn't an uncle, in those days, Harry, was a dancer and he really could dance. And every time they all got together, he would sort of get up and go, come on, let's have a dance, and try and teach me. And I would just sort of walk all over his feet and be useless. And so I really know it's not my forte. So I've always said no. And then on this particular episode with the lovely Ruthie Henschel, we had to do a bit of dancing. We've been filming all day, and I was like a proper sulky teenager. Finished work, and Mark and Patrick and I were supposed to go and rehearse in this town hall. I was like, I can't believe we've got to do 2 hours of dancing. I hate dancing. I'm no good at dancing. And Mark said to me, you're going to love it. Trust me, you're going to love it. I was like, I won't. And then literally 10 minutes in, with Mark leading me, and I couldn't stop smiling. I thought, actually, he's right. It really was fun, but I still wouldn't do it because I still know enough people who've done it to know that it's just terrifying.
Terrifying, but it makes you smile. There's definitely something about it, Joe. Don't completely rule it out just yet. Also, alongside dancing, I hear you've been doing your own stunts, involving a yoga ball, and sadly the yoga ball won in this occasion.
It totally won. It was written that I was supposed to just slide off. Look, oh my gosh. I was supposed to just slide off it gently for comedy effect, and I decided it might be funnier if I just fell completely backwards off it. But I had totally underestimated quite how bouncy that yoga ball was. And so, yeah, that is a real... My legs just shot over my head. I heard my neck go crack. the mat wasn't quite underneath me. I mean, it all just went horribly wrong. But look, I survived and it's in there.
And it's authentic. It does look real.
It's authentic.
I've got to ask you about Stay Close, Jo, because it was just such a huge hit. Everyone talking about it. It was on in our household back to back as well. A lot of fans online incredibly keen to see a second series. Do you think it just might happen?
Oh, do you know, I would love to see what else they could get up to, the two of them, because, you know, there's a really lovely dynamic there with the two of them working together. They know they can't live with each other, and they're quite sort of comfortable, and I loved doing it. But I know that Harlan's Netflix thrillers are usually one-offs. He doesn't usually do a second series. So The Stranger and Safe and Five, they were all kind of their own entity because they're based on the novel. So, you know, I would love to see what other, you know, crimes they could solve, and it's all quite dark and definitely very removed from Shakespeare and Hathaway. But at the moment, I can't see anything.
Maybe. I also have to ask you, Jo, just sort of briefly. I know that you had mentioned recently just about your gorgeous twins. You're now 12, aren't they? So they're I think of them as babies, and of course they're not. And they were very longed for, and you sort of briefly touched on your IVF journey. But I thought more interestingly, you kept journals during that time. And you've just sort of started to revisit them. I thought that was just such an interesting thing, looking back on a period of your life that's difficult. But you found that there was a bit of humour in there, and it was your way of dealing with it at the time, I suppose.
Yeah, I've kept diaries on and off since I was a teenager, since I was sort of 10 or 12. But I don't know about you, I never kept them when I'm happy and having brilliant times and winning awards and life is going merrily. You're just too busy having such a lovely time. I don't kind of need them. And I realised throughout my life, I've used them as sort of my own form of CBT, really, to get through something and unravel what's in your head. And so they're often, you don't really want to go back and revisit them. And I never intended to, really. I genuinely just did it to keep my sanity. But then I have often wondered whether there's a novel in them, actually. Not my own kind of, you know, expose, because it'd be too personal. But there are a lot of funny things that happen as well when you're going through difficult times, aren't there? And so they are funnier than you'd think. And so I'm revisiting them. I've always meant to, and then work has got in the way, and you know, you do need time to write. So yeah, I am looking at them at the moment, but it's nothing firm. I'm just working on seeing if there's a book in there, really.
Yeah, I just think so many of those stories, it just helps so many other people, because there's so many people struggling without ever having a conversation with anyone else.
When you find out about something like that, the first thing you want is to hear good stories or to hear about other people who have gone through it, or, you know, so that is why I was open about it in the first place when we initially went through IVF. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, Jo, thank you so much. It's great to see you, honestly. Shakespeare and Hathaway back on our screens today, 2:15, BBC One. Thanks so much, Jo. We will see you very soon.
Thanks, Christine.
Bye-bye. Still to come, we have got some breaking